Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Warships Legends. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we are back in the Missouri, aka Mighty Mo. And boys, it's been a trying evening. I ain't gonna lie. So yesterday I ended up not getting any sleep, ended up being up all day long, running around up in Lancaster, Ohio, which is about an hour away from home. So I was away from home all day long. Didn't get home until the evening, and then I passed out. Like, legitimately just died. Didn't end up going to the gym last night, which I feel crappy about. That's my first missed workout. And I don't know, like 15, 16 weeks, something like that I've missed a workout. I've been working out 6 days a week. You guys know this, but man, it feels bad when you miss a workout, man. I ain't gonna lie. But I just could not last night. And then I've spent the last couple of hours trying to record some videos for you guys. I've got a few bangers lined up for you guys, and boy, I'll tell you what. Like, I feel like I'm beating a dead horse at this point, but like, God, the raffle stomps are real, man. Where are the games that are entertaining? It's so hard, man. Like, you guys know, like, first and foremost, what I like to do is entertain, right? I like to get fun games that are just fun to watch and make videos out of. But, man, those games are starting to become fewer and far between. Not because I can't do damage, because we all know that I'm going to get damage one way or the other. But it's just not as much fun. Like, there's just not as... The games are over so quick most of the time. But fortunately, this one is not that case. Like, this one's going to be a fun one. Now, I do make a mistake here early in this match. I do have the Z31 here. And I thought, in my head, that I had a 9.9 kilometer sonar that lasts 30 seconds. Apparently, I'm wrong. Apparently, it's 9 kilometer or 9.2 or something like that. But I thought it was 9.9. So I ended up triggering this a little bit early. But as he reverses, he is spotted. He's just outside. You can see he's just outside my radar range. But, you know, see a destroyer, shoot a destroyer. We got to get rid of him, right? And so we're going to take shots at him. I'm pinging him on the map. He is now officially in radar range. He's not going to disappear for at least 14 seconds. And best yet, this is going to cause him to do what a lot of destroyer players do, which is just panic and then just YOLO forward. Which then means that once my radar does run out, then he gets to stay spotted because he's firing his guns at our destroyer. And now everybody on this side of the map is now going to be able to shoot him. Now, I'll be honest with you guys. I didn't expect this guy to get his torps away on me. I thought he was maybe shooting torps at somebody else. There's another battleship out here to my right that would have been much better target for him. But apparently he was not happy with the fact that I radared him. Shocker. But for those of you wondering, I did switch over to Takanashi Hoshino on my Missouri because it gives me the extra heals, but it also gives me the extra radar because we are running fully packed. So because of that, we're going to have 3 radars in this match. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't really matter because we've already gotten rid of one of the destroyers. But we're just trying to use the islands as best we can. I hate the shortened version of estuary. I love estuary, and this is what I'm talking about by the one torpedo. It's a widespread, and it just happens to be in the perfect place. And, of course, he causes a flood, so now we got a damage on that. But anyway... We're taking what the enemy gives us, right? But I hate this version of this map. I love this map. This is my favorite map of all time. But I hate this version of this map. Now, Shocker, the battleship that was broadside and ended up being a freaking Vanguard, Shocker that he ends up dying. Who could have seen that coming? If you just beat yourself or just sail broadside in front of the entire enemy team, you're probably not going to last very long. Ask everybody on the enemy team so far. But, again, it's just kind of the way this game goes. This game tends to do that, where everybody tends to just, like, sail broadside, and then they wonder why they get messed up. Like, take, for instance, this Georgia. It's a small map, man. You're not safe. Like, there's no place for you to go where you're going to be out of my range most of the time. Like, maybe if he was all the way in the corner, yes. But otherwise, then, no. But we get one hit, and it's a Citadel. You got to love that. And now our cruiser is thinking about going in front of me. So now I've got to kind of chill and wait for that. But as we're waiting, you can see I'm just kind of looking at different ships. The Amalfi out here, obviously I would like to get rid of him. He's an easy target if he goes full broadside, which he is. But unfortunately, he is actually paying attention, and he is going to be able to dodge. But you'll notice that early on in these small maps, like there's no reason, there's no incentive to really go anywhere. You can just put yourself in a good defensible position, and take what the enemy gives you. And then once the enemy stops giving you stuff, then you have to relocate and try to push your objective. But look at this. I mean, good lord. That is accuracy, boys. I ain't gonna lie. Bonk, bonk. I thought that was going to be a dev strike. I ain't gonna lie. That Georgia turning in like that, raising his citadel, and then those shells being as tight as they were. I think he got turned in just enough to avoid getting multiple citadels there, but he got real close. Real close to being yeeted there. But we got a Vladivostok, and he's really the main reason that I haven't pushed out. I know the destroyer that's left is on the other side. I know this Georgia's out here, but this Georgia's really not been a threat. And neither has the Rook. So the biggest problem for me is going up against a bow-tanking Vladivostok, but he's not just a bow-tanking Vladivostok. He's a bow-tanking reversing Vladivostok, as the Georgia gets the most accurate salvo you'll ever see out of a Georgia. And he put all 4 shells right into my superstructure, which is absurd. Here we're going to go ahead and use auto-aim to try to hit the Georgia on the backside of the island. Just kind of keep chipping away at him, make him uncomfortable, and we get another 2,200 damage. It's not much, but it at least keeps him thinking, hey, I'm not safe here, so I got to keep changing what I'm doing. And what he's ending up doing is he's potentially putting himself in an easier position to attack. Instead of being behind the island, I now have a shot over the top of the bigger island. But you can see I'm also trying to like look at the Rook. The Rook says that it's not capable of being shot here, but you know, you miss all the shots you don't take, so might as well take it. And as we turn out, or as we come out to play, we have the Amalfi pushing away, we have the Miyoko all the way out there, and the Destroyer, plus there's a Battleship, which ends up being a Roma, that's still back there in the back left corner. And I gotta give him credit. Winning, or fighting his side is what he's doing, and he's gonna do a fantastic job over there in that Battleship, especially for an Italian Battleship. But as we get a shot on this Amalfi, I could have swore he was dead here, but I don't know, he got moving fast enough that I didn't lead him enough or something, but he gets away with it for now, as we continue to angle against the battleships and then try to do what we can to assist the rest of the team with anybody that we can. Now, obviously, Amalfi being the higher priority here just due to the fact that he's shooting SAP, which means he has some idea what he's doing. So we're just trying to get rid of him, but unfortunately not able to do it. He's getting out of the way a lot. Now, as we push towards this Georgia doesn't have a whole lot of health. There's no reason for me to leave him alive and chance having something disastrous happen. So I'm just going to go ahead and take his superstructure from him, and we're going to get rid of him. Now, we still have the rear gun, and this is something that very few people do, or at least I don't notice a lot of people do when they're playing, is paying attention to what's around and what you might be able to use that rear gun on. Very rarely do I see people actually using their rear turret in a situation like that. Like, it's absolutely the right play. But as we get a shot at the Miyoko, we're continuing to battle tank the Vladdy and the Rook. Rook is going to be our primary target here because Vladdy's really not going to go down unless I get his flank, right? Like, we have to close the distance on Vladdy and get his broadside. That is the only way we're killing it. He does not have the added superstructure hit points that we have, so he could just sit there and battle tank us all day long like Captain America. But I make the decision to go broadside here, and I do regret it a little bit, but he only got about 9,000 damage off of us. It could have been much worse. He could have killed us right there. But you can see I'm just checking my flank here. Again, I know I have an extra radar for later on if I need it, but I just wanted to make sure that destroyer wasn't coming around on our flank. But here we caught the Rook finally deciding to commit to a turn, and that's going to be the end of his life because, I mean, you're in a battle cruiser and you're going broadside. That's it.
Destroyed.
It doesn't matter. But now that we know that the destroyer is nowhere to be found, or at least not close enough to be a problem, our number one priority here is to go for this Vladdy and get rid of him. Now, one of the things that I try to warn people about when they're going up against like a Yamato, Musashi, or Vladdy is you have to guarantee that when you get that shot that it's going to kill them. And this is a prime example of why you don't shoot early. I knew that if I leave this guy alive, I'm in trouble. So now I am in defensive mode. I am turning. I've got my rear turrets there for the drive-by, so that's not the worst. But I got to angle against him, and you can see I do a fantastic job of making up for my angle. We only get one citadel there somehow, but we know we can't go through his backside, so we just got to wait. He's not able to shoot us, so we're going to go ahead and put a shot through the back of his turret. That's going to take out his rear turret for the time being, and also do a little bit of damage, but you can see, like, Vladivostok can be a pain in the neck to get rid of if you screw up the drive-by. But fortunately, like between me and the battleship that had torpedoes there, he torped him. I got citadels on him. Between the two of us, the secondaries have done some work, and then we're shooting superstructure to help get rid of it. But now that he's gone, we have wrapped up this flank. We've got 150,000 damage and 3 kills. Like, we've done everything that we needed to do in this lobby, but the job isn't done yet. Yes, we're up by 300 points, but this still could go either way. I've got one more heal left. And this is another one of those prime games to show off, like, why I use Hoshino. Because I get, if the game lasts like it should last, I mean, most games don't, but if the game lasts and gets into these deep innings, you know, if we go extra innings, so to speak, that's a baseball reference for those of you who don't know outside the U.S., but if we go into extra innings, like, those extra heals come in real handy. And this is a prime example of that. Like, we were able to out-survive the enemy, essentially. And we put ourselves in a position to be useful the entire game. Unfortunately, we do lose our Scharnhorst, and now we've got a mostly battle-tanking Roma here. Again, we just go superstructure here. There's no reason to piddle-fart around. We go superstructure, take him out, and then we try to angle against him. He gets a really good salvo, and we're going to go ahead and use our last heal. Now, the only thing left that we have to worry about, because the destroyer's clearly in the Bravo cap, is this Amalfi. Now, I'm not going to lie, this is irritating. Look at that accuracy. Oh my god. That is the kind of stuff that makes you want to throw your controller through the window. I'm just saying. That man just disrespected me so hard in an Amalfi at 10 kilometers or less, going full broadside to my Missouri, and gets away with it. That is absurd. And then he shoots his SAP at us, but we've got him running, which is preferable because he only has the one turret that he can shoot us with. And SAP, while it is nasty, SAP, as long as I can somewhat angle, I should be okay against it. He's not going to outdamage me with one turret versus me overmatching him and hitting it with the AP. But you can see I am shattering his SAP off the belt. He's not doing a very good job, or I'm doing a pretty good job, one or the other, of mitigating damage. But we're getting good results on target. Unable to get rid of him when we needed it, but just pushing him off the board, right? Like, he wants us to chase, but there's no reason to. And you can see with the destroyer grabbing that cap, I wasn't sure, and then fortunately he was low enough health that our Akatsuki actually guns him down, and that's huge. That just goes to show once again, and oh my god, dude. This is the problem with the Hoshino build. If you're going to play the Hoshino build, you're going to lose a lot of that grouping that you know and love from the other perks. Like, with Hoshino, you don't get that. But you do get reload, you get extra heals, you get extra, like, consumables. So if you got radar and stuff, it comes in real handy. And, it's just a matter of time. Like, as long as I don't go full stupid mode and go full broadside, this guy's going to struggle to do enough damage quick enough compared to what I'm able to do as we approach 200,000 damage in this match, and we're approaching a Kraken. Can we pull it off? Only 150 points left in this match as we catch him, but watch him as he starts to get predictable, and this is something I always talk about. He's played a pretty solid game of dodging so far, but watch what he does. Every single time he does the same thing. He starts to go left, and then he starts to make a turn to the right, and then watch every single time. And this is what I cued in on and how I was able to easily kill him. See how he's already committed to the turn to the right? He wants to get his guns off, but it's too late. And down he goes as we pick up our Kraken! Been a little while since we've had a nice Kraken. But, yeah, it was fun. Over 200,000 damage. What was it? 203,000 Confederate high-caliber dreadnought and Kraken. Not too shabby. And top of the leaderboard, somehow not even 3K base. Like, it was close, but it wasn't. How is that not 3,000 base XP? You got 200,000 damage and a Kraken unleashed, and it's not 3K base. Explain that one to me. But anyway, let me know what you guys think down below. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you like what I'm doing, punch the like button, leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.